So let's now discuss the cell junction for the plant cell, in which we have the plasmodesmata. So take note, plasmodesmata is the cell junction among plant cells. Okay, so let's take a look with its exact location within the plant cell. So take note that last time, the outermost part of the plant cell will be known as the cell wall. So this portion, which is green in color, is the cell wall. But if you will observe carefully, cell wall consists of tiny perforations. Tiny perforations means these are the tiny holes. So in other words, cell wall consists of tiny holes. And what do you call to these tiny holes that can be found in a cell wall of a plant cell? Of course, it pertains to our topic known as the plasmodesmata. So plasmodesmata, plural in form. Then you have plasmodesma, singular form. Okay, so plasmodesma for singular form, plasmodesmata for plural form. And again, these are the tiny holes or tiny perforations that can be found in a cell wall. Okay, so let's have the formal definition for plasmodesmata. So plasmodesmata, these are the perforations in the cell wall. And to repeat once more, perforations means they are the tiny holes located in a cell wall. And let's try to figure out what will be its important function among plant cells, okay, by having the following illustration. So let's try to focus on the illustration that we can perform in this lecture. Okay, so let me show you a simple diagram to show the function of the plasmodesmata. Okay, remember we have several important organs that can be found in a plant system. We have the roots, stems, and leaves, aside from fruits and flowers. So let's try to illustrate the following. So for instance, we have the roots. Okay, so let's try to draw it first. So this diagram will represent the root cell. Okay, so you have the root cells. Then in addition to that, we have the stem cell. Okay, so you have stem cell. And then finally, we have the cells that can be found among the leaves of a certain plant. So we have the cells for the leaves. So take note that these boxes will represent the cells of each part of a certain plant. We have the root cells, stem cells, and the cells from the leaves. Okay? So this will be a simple diagram in order to show the function of the plasmodesmata. So take note that the plasmodesmata serve as the tiny holes or perforations in a cell wall. Okay? So this structure will serve as the tiny holes of the cell wall, known as the plasmodesmata. So you have plasmodesmata. And take note that plasmodesmata, since they act as the tiny holes, you can infer that the nutrients, or let's say the water molecules from the soil absorbed by the roots, will travel towards the stem of the plant, and the nutrients from the stem will travel along the cells from the leaves. Okay? So, in other words, using this simple illustration, we can conclude that the main function of plasmodesmata is that it serves as the pathway. It serves as the pathway of nutrients, since they are the tiny holes of the cell wall. So these tiny holes serve as the pathway, or let's say channel. So whenever we say channel, it serves as the pathway of nutrients like water, solutes, substances, and other forms of minerals. And this is the main reason why is it that substances like water and other minerals from the soil can travel from roots to leaves because of the presence of plasmodesmata. So the transmission or the transfer of nutrients from the soil will be possible because of the plasmodesmata. Hence, they can travel from roots to stem, then to the leaves, so that they can produce food molecules like glucose, which are essential for the major functions of the plant cells. So this is the main function of plasmodesmata. They serve as the pathway of nutrients from roots to stem down to the leaves. So this will be the cell junction of plant cell, known as the plasmodesmata or the tiny perforations of the plant cells.